return to Philly? What does it mean to you?
Yeah, it'll be incredible. I mean, I love the place. It was an incredible experience there. I was there for 8 years. We have a lot of friends. My kids, you know, spent a lot of their childhood years growing up there. They love it. They get a lot of friends there. We had a lot of success as a team, individually also, for us on special teams, so that was good. And then obviously winning the Super Bowl is incredible. So going back there will be epic. I mean, I can't wait. I'm fired up. I look forward to being on the other side of it, just to see that side of it too. Those fans are incredible. They're very fanatic and passionate about the game, and they're very knowledgeable too, so it'll be fun.
How did your life change and your place in that city and its history change when you were a part of that Super Bowl?
I don't know. I think those people will appreciate you forever, no matter what. There, when you win it, it's what we got to make sure we find a way to get done here. But yeah, I mean, it was great. I don't know that it changes a whole lot for me individually, other than you know deep down that at the end of the day, it's probably like. Reward maybe more than anything for my parents, the sacrifices and commitment that they made to helping get me through high school and junior high school and all that stuff, and maybe they feel like, hey, he actually did something. So and it was worth all this struggle that they went through. But yeah, other than that, I have one ring, so I have 3 kids. One of them gets it. We got to get 2 more, so we can give each one. Yeah.
How did you feel the team unit adapted from the Vikings game to the Commanders game?
Vikings to Commanders, some good, some bad. Obviously, some of the same things showed up. We had the low trajectory kick. We really had 2 of them in the Washington game. One of them that got blocked, so obviously something we got to get fixed. I think I've said every year since Bates has been here that he's going to have some ups and downs, and we really haven't seen the downs so much. We're seeing them right now a little bit. At the end of the day, I think that anytime you're in a situation like this game will humble you, but in a situation like this, it gives you an opportunity to grow and get better, and I think he'll do that probably in multiple ways, maybe a little bit technique stuff, also mindset stuff. I think 15 years down the road, he'll probably look back and say, it was good for me and made me better. So he's got to attack that the right way, and he's got to respond, obviously, and get better. I got to help him out, certainly my job too. But I do know this. He is a great player. I won't waver one bit with him. Man, it's hard to find good kickers in this league, and he's certainly one of those. So we got to work through it together and come out the other side of it. So that wasn't great, obviously. I thought from a coverage standpoint, it's interesting. It drives me crazy when you see the ball get past the 40-yard line when you're covering a kickoff. But I would say also because of that, and I'm certainly not making an excuse. That's definitely not my standard. I will tell you that for sure. I like the ball inside the 30. But their drive start at the end of the game was the 28-yard line. To me, that's the most important thing probably at the end of that play. Well, there was only 3 other teams that had a better drive start around the league after that play last week. And then if you look at on the season, there's only 4. There's, I think, the 4th best team on drive start. Their drive start is the 28-yard line. So ultimately, you'd say like that performance was actually top 4 in the league or something like that on that day, even though the ball got past the 40-yard line. And then you look more into the numbers of that and you see that, well, there's actually like 90 of those things that have crossed the 40-yard line. So 30 teams, 32 teams, that's 3 a team on average. So this is happening. And then you go through and you see, well, it's happening to a lot of people or most people. So I'm not saying it's normal, but the play is a volatile play. I think a long time ago, I was coaching in 2004 at the University of Nevada, and this coach said to me, is perception reality or is reality reality? And I was like, what do you mean? I don't really know. Well, I think our perception of like the kickoff is the old play. And on the old play, if the ball came back past the 35 or something, you'd say, hey, man, that wasn't very good. On this play, I hate to say it, but there's a lot of them that do that, So it's a volatile play. We got to find a way to cover it up and do a better job and not letting it get so far down the field. At the end of the day, I think this play is different than what the kickoff used to be, and it's happening to everybody a little bit. So overall, you look at it and you say, well, the performance was better than you thought, or your gut felt, or certainly mine at the end of the play. And I'm definitely not making an excuse, but at the same time, you got to dive down into it and find out what is going on and what is normal for this play. And I think normal is different than what it used to be.
Kicking it out of bounds after the penalties, and is there some, I don't know, is that something maybe that needs to be looked at to change to force a kickoff like in the off season?
Yeah, I feel like the league looks at the rules and then we just play by whatever they make. But the rule on the play is if the ball goes out of bounds, provided that it's out of bounds further than 25 yards down the field from where the ball was kicked, then the placement of the ball would be 25 yards from where the ball is kicked. So we kicked it past the 25-yard line out of bounds, and we were kicking off from the 50, so then that puts it at the 25. Had we kicked the ball out of bounds, let's say at the 30, then the ball would have gone to the 30. So if you're short of the line, then it doesn't matter, but if you're further in the line. So ultimately, it's like, 25-yard drive start, and there's not a lot of risk to it. Obviously, you eliminate the risk. Some people are finding a way on that kick to get the ball down on the ground, see if they can get a touchback to the 20, something like that, or recover it and tackle a guy. But for us, the best play with Bates is to kick it out of bounds.
Dave, Jack Campbell is obviously known first and foremost as a linebacker, and that's kind of his role on this team primarily. But how much are you appreciating the contributions that he's also making to your unit?
Yeah. I mean, he's awesome. He'll do whatever it takes. Obviously, I think his first 2 years he played for us on punt. And he was out there on every punt as he was, growing as a linebacker, and then really second year starting as a linebacker, he's still playing on punt. So he's been great. He plays on that. Barnes really plays on punt for us this year. So we have a number of guys that have to play. Ultimately, we only have so many, so everyone's got to take a role. But the great thing about him is he does it. He has a smile on his face. He's trying to be great at it. You know what I mean? And it really helps. And he helps our unit. I always feel like if they start at the 35 after the kickoff, that's good. But they get one first down against your defense. Well, now it's at the 45. Well, I mean, what's the difference between giving up that 10 yards on defense or giving up that 10 yards on a special teams? It's the same thing. We're all fighting for yards on every play. Whether it happens in one phase or the other, to me, really doesn't make a difference. So ultimately, you really should be putting your best players out there to help your team the best you can. A field position is important.
I know coaches like to lead into the cliche of nameless, faceless opponent, but is Dan really good at just kind of being real about certain games and what the stakes are? And I mean, how good is he about articulating kind of?
Yeah, I don't know that we talk a lot about the stakes, or he talks a lot about the stakes, but I think he talks a lot about each individual opponent, and he articulates very, very well exactly what it's going to take to win that game, and whether that's in all three phases, really, and then within all three phases, how it's going to go down and what type of temperament, mentality, attitude we have to have. So he's incredible with predicting what's going to go down in the course of a game.
What's that like, though, specifically for a game like this one where, again, you're facing a team?
Yeah, I'll let him answer all that stuff, but yeah, I'll stay out of that.
Thank you.
Yep.